thôi. Rồi buka grip the other way. Oh, grip. Internal organs to finish. Okay, welcome back guys to my channel. Today I'm making a video regarding tip run. I got a request from a friend to do this, and some of your my viewers also asked about how do I set up, and maybe share with you some tip and tricks regarding the tip run. What I discovered during my tip run session in Pekan. If you have watched my previous video, if you haven't, go check it out. Tip run egging in Pekan. Okay, share with you the equipment that I use first. Mostly I'm using this reel. I'm using an Axis, but you don't have to only use Axis. Any 2500 reel that has shallow spool will suffice. I also got use this reel. This is a ballistic. So any reel, okay. 2005 reel, shallow spool. That about it. Okay, you can go with a tip run rod. Okay, I'm using Truth. Okay, you can go with the more available Emeralds or Cephia if you can find them. Okay, this is a Truth rod. Okay, sharing with you. They're a bit rare, so I don't know whether you can find them. But I got them about 2 years ago lah. When I started exploring this. Okay, so go through the rod and now the reel. Let's go through the line. Line, I will recommend use at least PE 0.8. Okay, 0.8 to PE 1. It's very good for Malaysia. Reason being, why you want to take a line is because in Malaysia we usually fish on jam, and thicker line will actually help you save some of your eggy. Sometime you can actually pull out your eggy. Okay, I know Japanese video or other tackle shop will recommend you play as light as possible. I would highly recommend you at least go 0.8 to PE1. You can go light, but if you lose a lot of eggy, it'll be quite painful lah. You can go 0.6 also, no problem. Just my suggestion, my opinion. Leader wise, I would recommend at least 16 to 20 pound. Going too light, same problem. You cannot the jam or the fish aggregating device, where it's actually a rope, a very long rope, and then in the rope they actually tie coconut leaves or something like that to attract fish to come in to stay at this jam. If you have too thin of a leader, you can break off easily. Okay, from my experience, the squid are not affected by how thick your leader is, but of course we try to go as light as possible to get the best action out of it. Okay, how I rig my eggy or my rig is I have to have this. Okay, I can't find another better snap. Okay, this is from Yamashita. This snap is the best I ever used for tip run so far. Reason being is the way it's designed. Okay, so you can see that there's a straight cut, but there's a bend here. Okay, reason being is because for example, like if you have this setup with the Yamashita with its helmet, you actually with a normal snap you cannot access most snaps at least that I used, you cannot access the eggy loop. See, for example, this twist in that we normally use for shore casting, I can't actually twist it in. Okay, because of the design. So this snap has been the best so far that I've used. If you can find them, use them. I believe WFC still have them. I can't find them anywhere else. Maybe you can find them on Shopee. Okay, this allows me to slide in the snap onto the eggy easily. Okay, so most of the helmet design, no issue. So for Daiwa, even the helmet on, no issue. Okay, it is the easiest snap. Okay, the way I tie it, simple. This end your this end you will tie straight to your snap. I'll use a Palomar knot. Basically, you just need to do a loop, and then you go into your snap. Okay, then you tie a dead knot, but do not tighten. Okay. Once you tie a dead knot, okay, once you tie a dead knot, there's a loop here, right? This loop, just loop back to your snap, okay? And just pull. You can use your uni knot if you want, or your improved uni knot, up to you. This is the knot I use for all my fishing, my GT or whatever. I all use this knot. Okay, cinch it down. Okay, there you go. Then you just need to crimp up. Okay. Then here I will tie a polo rig. So you can either go you can I will retie this because this knot is pretty ugly. So basically it's a T knot. I also try to link down a video that shows you how to tie. Basically what I do is, let's say for example this is to the end of the snap. So I will just do a loop here. Then I'll do a double knot, a double dead man's knot. Okay. So you got your loop, right? Then this end's supposed to be your snap. Okay. What I do is I just cross both lines. Okay, so you can see both lines are crossed right now. This end being the other end. And what I do is I just twist. Okay. So you just twist. Normally I do just 6 times, I think. Yeah, normally I just twist 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6. Then hold on to this hole here. There's this hole here. Okay. Then take the loop that you created earlier on, and then you just go through. And then you want to make sure that the knot that you created, the double knot that you created at first, goes through the hole. Okay, then you end up with something like that. Then what you do is just wet and then pull tight. Okay. And you want to make sure that the knot is as close to, as you're tightening, make sure it's as tight as possible. And then just like this, cinch it down. Okay. That is how I do it lah. I mean, if got a better way, you can use a better way as long as it's the Apollo way. So this allows the eggy to be in the middle, and then this one to your tip rod. Okay. This is a new way that I've tested, and I think it's pretty good. It's a combination of the old way and the new way. The old way, when they don't have tip run, this used to be the weight. This is where they attach the weight, and then the middle part is where they attach the normal eggy. Okay. So let me retie this again to show you what I'm trying to show. This method I only use on the last day has been effective. You can quite often catch 2 squid at one time. Okay, the only reason why I didn't manage to capture too much footage of that is because I was on a 3-day trip, and then my memory card didn't have enough memory after that. Usually I tie this not pretty fast, but on video, stuff happen. Okay, so like just now I said dead man, and then you just look over your snap. Okay, so what you end up with, you put on your tip run on your snap. And then you use, what I'm using is this. This is an eggy sute, okay? It's a weightless eggy. And then on this side, you just need to loop on this eggy sute. Okay? Very easy. If your leader is too light, like those 12 pound or 10 pound or even 8 pound, and then you feel that you might not hold up the weight, you can actually use a cotton bud by snapping off both ends and just use its core, and then you just slide it in to add as a support. So what you end up with this, okay, with this at the bottom, then this in the middle. And what happens in the water, this will remain weightless, and no matter what, this eggy will not move, it will just follow the current's movement. This one, however, will be in your control. Okay, why we do this is because actually if you fish squid very often, what you will find out is that normally squid will only attack when the eggy is not moving. Okay, and this is also why I think the Japanese designed this tip run method for this purpose, for boat fishing, especially when the boat is moving, we have no control. So the tip of the rod is actually very flexible. Let me show you. And then probably that's the reason why they call it a tip run rod. And then I'll show you some video examples of knowing how a squid hit. Okay, so my rod is Truth. Your Emeraldus or CPR will all be almost the same, some even more flexible. Okay, Truth is a carbon tip. As you can see, this is very, very, very soft. So to counteract the movement of the rocking of the boat, the tip is actually very soft to help absorb any movement when the boat is rocking. This is what we want to do. And then at the same time, we as angler, we will try to counteract to make sure that the eggy maintains stationary in the water after we do our whipping. Okay, once we whip 3 or 5 times, we want to stay. And then what happens is, because of the weight of this tip run eggy, your tip will be loaded down. And then when the squid come and whack, 2 things will happen. 2 things can happen. Okay, when the squid come and attack the eggy, okay, what happens is, because this has weight, so when the squid hugs the eggy, sometimes it takes the weight off the eggy. Okay, when it takes off the weight on the eggy, your tip will bounce back. Okay, it won't spring back suddenly like that, but it will bounce back like this. Okay, let me show you a few clips. Be patient, watch through the clips, and then you can see. Okay, and the other way I mentioned before I show you the clips, the other way is the normal way. It will load, and then it will load down even more. Okay, so yeah, let's watch the clips now to let you have a better understanding of what's going on. Okay, this example is showing that the tip goes down. Okay, this is one way to tell.
Oh.
So if I'm not wrong, this clip is also going down. So you can see the tip goes down, okay? So that's when you know you got a squid. Okay, this example you can see that the tip flicks up. Can you see? It flicks up. Okay, if you can't, you just need to rewind back again and watch again. Okay, this one should be a flick up as well. Yep, you see the tip relaxes, goes back to its original position. That's when you know you hit one. I think this is also another one that the tip flicks up. Okay, yeah, you see the tip relaxes by itself. That's when you know you get one. Alright. Okay, so now you watch the clips. So you have seen the example of when to tell your eggie has a squid on. Okay, now I'm going to talk about something very controversial. I've been doing shore egging for a good 5 to 6 years previously, before I stopped. And then now, and before I stopped, and then I went back to Toman fishing. Then now I'm back. I'm doing jet ski fishing. All the while, I always use very tight drag. Okay, very very tight drag. Or what I mean by very 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 tight drag, what I mean is almost max drag. We're looking about 80-90%, and sometimes even full. Okay, it takes a lot of effort to pull out the line from this small reel. Okay, I'm not saying that it's unpullable, but it's very tight for my drag setting is very tight. What you normally see in other egging video is normally from shore. What they do is they whip, and then when they whip, you will hear sound like this. Okay, you do not want to hear that. Even for your shore angling, if you guys are doing shore egging, you do not want to do that. You just have to whip with less action. You don't have to whip so hard. Okay, but in tip run, you want to whip very hard. Okay, reason being is your eggie is in very deep water. In Pekan, the water is about 30 meters deep. So if you do not whip that hard, the eggie, or with a loose drag, and you're whipping with a loose drag, the eggie will not actually have a lot of action. Okay, because firstly your rod will absorb some of the distance that the eggie is supposed to travel, and your drag will come out. So you want to have a tight drag. You need to set to the drag whereby when you do your hard whip, the drag does not come out. This to ensure that your eggie has very big action in the water. Okay. So please tighten your drag. And okay, there's also one more reason why you need to do tight drag. This for me, because I want to hit the big squid. Okay, and what happens is any squid that's usually normally more than 400 gram or even 500 gram, right? When they come to attack the eggie from the side with all 10 tentacles, I don't know whether you guys experienced before. Those who ever fish squid before, you guys will see this. Okay, when it comes to attack from the side, okay, with all 10 tentacles wrapping this, if you do not have a tight drag and set the hook as strong as you can, you cannot pull the eggie, you cannot set the eggie into the squid. Okay, pull as hard as you can. You will see when you have a tight drag and you set hard, you may have a chance to pull out the eggie and set the hook into the squid. If you have a loose drag, there's no way you can do that. I have very tight drag, and even some cases I cannot set the hook in. Okay, in some cases I bring up the squid up to the surface, and then the squid sees me, and then either it runs off, or sometimes he unlucky, he runs off in the wrong direction. He turns this way because he's scared when he sees me. He turns this way, and then the eggie gets stuck to the side. This is why you have to play tight drag. So in shore fishing, shore egging as well, you should try to play high drag. Okay, I know you might break some tentacles, but when you break the tentacles, they're usually smaller squids. So don't be disheartened. Try tight drag. You will not regret it. Okay, for shore egging, if you do tight drag, you just have to your whipping has to be less dramatic. That's all. Not much difference. Okay. Regarding the color, color of the eggie. Okay, I prefer light colors to your white, your orange, your pink. But there's one thing that I think many people do not talk about is actually the base color of the eggie. Okay, what I mean by base color, the base color of the eggie is the eggie. There's a film beneath the eggie. There's a color. Okay, for this is gold. You can see. For this is silver. Okay, this is a base. There's solid base. Okay, there's actually two more colors. One is rainbow, and one is red foil. Rainbow is basically a silver base with some some gold flakes or red flakes or something like that. You only see this base normally more in Yamashita Egi. Okay, so what I normally do is silver base I'll use in bright shiny days, clear skies. Okay, when there's bright days and cloudy, I will usually go for either gold or rainbow. Rainbow will work even better, but gold is not bad as well. Solid colors are quite universal. Okay, and then red foil is usually more for evening and first light. I don't think you will use that much in deep run egging. So yeah, that's my experience. Okay, I think that's about cover it. Yeah, that's about cover it. So if it's anything, you just leave down a comment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helps you. Oh yeah. Before I end the video, so tip run season in Malaysia normally runs from June all the way to I think late October. June is really early. The peak season is July to September. Okay, but in between, anytime in between, then you can still do tip run egging. I have tried, it works. It's just that there isn't that much squid during those other period. But during July to September, the squid is a lot, and then they come to this umjam to mate, to actually lay eggs. The leaves of the umjam actually act as their natural place for them to lay eggs. So yeah, so give tip run a try. It's really fun. It's very so-called newbie friendly. You can bring your wife, you can bring your girlfriends, your daughter, your son, first time trying out to fish. And you can actually bring them to such trips. They are very not too strenuous on the body, so very light technique, very finesse. So yeah, give tip run a try. Bring a setup whenever you go to Malaysia, especially during July to September, that good timing to go. Yeah, and then I hope to see your results. So right now I think it's October. Those who are still going to Malaysia, do try it. You can get squid great for dinner as well. Okay, see you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, and share with your friends. Okay, thanks guys. Goodbye.